So I had a question. I was listening to your thing with Mr. Jones, Dr. Jones, yesterday,
Yes, sir.
um, and I've also been a fan of Stephen Ben over at Israeli News Live for a long time before all this nonsense about the Noahide laws. Um, One of the things that it's kind of made me reflect on is the works of Rabbi Kahana, actually, and I know that probably sounds strange, but
Mayor Kahana,
um, I yeah, Meir Kahana,
the
he would
extreme
talk
right
frequently
wing.
about things.
Yeah, he was assassinated by obviously a Muslim that opposed him, but opposed by many in Israel. So he would be extreme right wing and basically get rid of the Arabs, get them out of the land. They have no place there uh, with us. Yeah, so extreme right wing, Rabbi Meir Kahana. Yes, sir.
Right. And my question is, and I'm not necessarily advocating for any of the things that he said, because I know that he had a lot of really, shall we say, unsavory solutions. Um, but it does seem a lot of the things that he talked about have come almost prophetically true. Like, for example, the West Bank has become a burden on Israel, like ridiculously so. The world has turned on Israel. America doesn't seem to be fond of Israel anymore. And I'm wondering, with all those things and with the real hard push to the right wing that Netanyahu has had to experience over the last 20 years. Do you ever wonder that we might get to a place where A, Jews aren't really welcome outside of Israel, and also B, that Israel isn't very democratic, that it takes Zionism as
Yeah.
more important than democracy?
Yes, sir. Okay, so number one, I referenced Rabbi Meir Kahana in broad terms. Yes, there were warnings he gave that were certainly pertinent and concerns he had that were certainly relevant, but there were solutions he advocated that I would strongly oppose, wholeheartedly oppose, and there were undertones of his message that you could call racist. Nonetheless, there were many things he said that were important. In other words, with most human beings, there's a mixture, and sometimes people with radical positions may also
Hmm.
say something good along the way. Do I think that the time could come when Jews are not welcome anywhere except in Israel? Yes, sir. It could certainly happen. It hasn't happened yet in America, but look, Jews have been fleeing the former Soviet Union for years. Jews are now fleeing France. Jews may be fleeing England next. Jews may be fleeing Germany. So yeah, that could well happen overnight. The 800,000 Jews that lived throughout the Middle East in Muslim Arab countries, they had to flee those countries when the state of Israel came into existence, and the majority of them were absorbed within Israel itself. So that could happen. Absolutely, it could be. Is it also possible that Israel will not stand as a democracy? Yes, but not because of Zionism. Not because of Zionism. The only way that could happen is if the religious population grows and grows and grows and grows to the point that it dominates, and then it would set up a Jewish state with Jewish law in a much more dogmatic way. In other words, that just like in Jerusalem, the Sabbath is kept, you can't open a store in Jewish Jerusalem on the Sabbath. In the Arab quarter, of course, you can, but you can't open a store. You can't certain transportation doesn't exist. Buses are not going to run, or you can't drive into certain neighborhoods. So that could well be enforced all over Israel. That could actually happen. And it wouldn't surprise me if those things ultimately happen. Now, as for Netanyahu, I don't know that he's lurched far right. Israel, as we see from the most recent elections, is centrist right. But we see the party that came in right behind Netanyahu, and there's even speculation of a possible coalition with Likud and the Blue and White Party. That party is more of a centrist party, and yet they got the second highest amount of votes. So yes, the ultra orthodox and the radical right are growing in numbers. All right, the radical left is always there. It's been there through Israel's history in many ways. The Arab vote is not as substantial as it could be because many boycott the elections just in protest to Israel's leadership and control and things like that. Otherwise, the Arab parties could have more say, more input in the Knesset. But yeah, I could see these things happening, Jerry. I could see the way things were in the first century in Judea before the second temple was destroyed, being kind of a mirror image of that. I could see increased persecution of Messianic Jews in the land from the ultra Orthodox. before the final time of repentance comes. So it could well be those things could unfold. And let me just say this last thing about anti-Semitism. My interview with Dr. Jones. If you missed it, please watch it on our YouTube page. Ask Dr. Brown. The interview yesterday with Catholic scholar E. Michael Jones. He put our video with our full blessing, it's great, on his YouTube channel, and he's got, I don't know, half or a third of the subscribers I got, but he's probably got 3-4 times as many views already and 3-4 times as many comments. We've got well over 300 comments already just from posting it yesterday, which for us for a video overnight, not even 24 hours it's been up. That's a lot of comments. And we're just trying to let them flow, even though we'd normally not allow a lot of them because of the trash and the ugliness. We're just letting more flow so people can see what's out there. But I glanced over at his page, and it seems he's got a really devoted following. Yeah, so we've got 361 comments already and 2,600 views. And if I just go to his page and look, he's probably got, let me just see here. Yeah, he's got almost 13,000 views already. And as far as comments, he's got, let's see. I bet it's maybe 1,500 comments by now. Let's see what it says. Anyway, 13,000 views now. And here it's 886 thumbs up, 9 thumbs down, over 1,100 comments. In other words, he's got an echo chamber there of folks that really agree with him and that espouse what to me are blatantly anti-Semitic views. When you say, yes, the Jews killed Christ and the Jews are subversive, and the Jews, that every Jew basically makes a choice at a certain point in life, and that they're going to be Jesus rejecting, wisdom rejecting, God rejecting, and go their way of rebellion, etc. And now it's the Jews. Those are dangerous anti-Semitic tropes, which I said during the interview have led to Jewish bloodshed through the centuries. Our conversation was civil. I committed to that. He committed to that. No one could argue that. And I wanted him to be able to speak his mind. And I was not in debate mode. I was going to explain why I differed with him. So yes, it's fine to criticize Jewish people like anybody else. And yes, it's fine to criticize the modern state of Israel. But there is such a thing as anti-Semitism. And if you want to see it in full measure, look at some of the comments coming in already. I've got an article that'll go up a little later today. It's already up on our website, Why Russian Jews Dread It, Easter weekend. You can read it at AskDrBrown.org. It'll be up in other places later today. I quote some of the comments that have already come in. You want to see blatant anti-Semitism. You want to see Jew hatred. You want to see painting with a broad brush. Look at the responses to yesterday's interview. It proves the point I was making. And then go over to his website, and you'll just see a steady stream of it. We'll be right back.